Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Tom at Sales Made Easy. I've got something special for you, so you might want to click in the link below and add your email to our list because I have this 90-minute video on a CEO's guide to upgrading your sales force. Now, you might be a salesman and say, what do I need that for? Well, because it really is about management. And you might be a salesperson, straight commission salesperson, say, why would I want to watch that? Well, because it deals with you. You are the CEO of your business. How many times I hear salespeople and they don't believe that they are their own business. This is why we got into sales, right? We got into sales because I want control of my life. I want to be in charge of my own destiny. So this video, this goes through quite a bit of different avenues of your own sales life. I'm going to talk to you about the people, right? Your attitude. What holds you back from being great at sales? So that part of it, I'm going to go over the weaknesses that stop us from going. You know, Earl Nightingale, if you haven't heard of him, he was one of the first great speakers for salespeople, actually for anybody, but he owned an insurance company. And one of the things he had was The Strangest Secret. If you've never read it or never heard the audio, get it. But he basically said, hey, your mind is like a farmer's field. Whatever you plant in it is going to grow. If you plant corn, you're going to get corn. If you plant poison nightshade, you're going to get poison nightshade. He basically said it's really, and you think about it, it truly is. How many times we have stuff we're poisoning our brain with, it's going to grow what we put in it. So I'm really going to talk to you, whether you're a coach trying to build a business, an accountant trying to build a business, a CEO with salespeople want to help them grow their business, or a sales manager that wants to help them grow their business. How do we plant the right stuff? That's the first thing I'm going to be talking about is how do we plant the right stuff? Second, are we teaching ourselves the right skills? You know, the skill set we're typically teaching is wrong. How to overcome an objection. You know, that's not your job, is to overcome an objection. Your goal is to help a person discover why the objection in their head is getting in their way of growing their business, growing their life, growing whatever. So skill sets that we heard going for the yes, what do you think about it? If you're a typical salesperson, we have a sales funnel. And out of everything in the sales funnel, we maybe get 1 or 10% of whatever comes down, which means 90% is wrong. Shouldn't be in the funnel in the first place, at least not in this point in time. And so what is our skill set to sort through that? See, we're thinking we're trying to sell somebody. No, I want to sort through whether this is a right fit for you because I don't want to spend all this time with you if it's not. You know what? If I'm good at building relationships, if I'm good at building rapport, then we'll get back together when the time is right, right? You don't have to buy from me or then not talk to me again. That was one of my problems as a salesperson. I thought, you know what? If they said no, that's no forever. And that's not the case. So this video is going to talk a little bit about that, what the skill sets you need. Then the other thing we're going to talk about is the processes you have in place. Whether you're a sales manager, a CEO, or a salesperson, are you just shooting from the hip or do you have a process? And how do you measure that process? In today's world, if you're not data driven, we're shooting from the hip. And that worked maybe in my time. I knocked on a lot of doors and shot from the hip all the time. But boy, if I knew one little thing made a huge difference. If I knew that if every time I had a meeting with somebody, I talked to the vice president of sales, if I knew that if I didn't talk to the vice president of operation, I only get the sale 10% of the time. But if I knew that 90% of the time when I talk to a vice president of sales and we have a conversation about budget, 90% of the time I got sales. I could create a process that when I'm talking to a plant manager, I could say to him or her, hey, love what you're saying. If I show you something, will you introduce me to the plant manager or the VP of operation? And if they would have said no, I know I'm probably not going to get the sale or I don't have enough rapport. But without a process, what would I do? I'd keep plugging away, wasting time. And that person's in my funnel. And I truly believe that people don't lie to you because they're mean or evil. They lie to you because they don't want to hurt your feelings. As a salesperson, you realize they're lying to you because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Then ask them to tell you the truth. Let it be okay for them to tell you the truth. The problem is we read all those damn books and overcome objection. So someone tells you the truth. And what do? You try to overcome every objection. And they try to tell you the truth. So what do? they lie to you. So we're going to talk about a process. That video has that included in that. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is creating your own culture. Whether you're a CEO, a sales manager, or a salesperson. If you're a salesperson, what kind of culture are you creating for yourself to be successful in sales, right? Are you living in someone else's culture, or are you living in the culture you want to be in? If you're a CEO, are you creating a culture that is great for A players? Or are you creating a culture that's great for C and D players, which means the A players are leaving? Same thing with you, sales manager. So I got this 90-minute video, just recorded it. A lot of people attended. So if you want it, click in the link below, put in your email address. I'll email you the link to the video. You'll become one of our members and you'll get our weekly giveaways. By the way, the other one's going to be bagels. If you haven't heard bagels, you got to get into my bagels video. So that's it for today. Click in, join the group, and learn all the stuff I can send to you as a gift. So I'll see you next time. Click on the CEO's Guide to Upgrade Your Sales Force. Click on a link, add your name, become part of the community of somebody that truly wants to help you be great at what you're doing.